Hey guys, it's Adult here. In light of the worldwide virus shutdown forcing everyone to stay indoors, lots of us, i.e. people with ADHD, are having an increasingly hard time. Why? Because we need stimulation. We need excitement. And with that, I welcome you to another life guide by Adult, presenting ADHD by ADHD. If you're new to my channel, why don't you consider subscribing? For me, staying at home for the first couple of days seemed fun. Finally, you can binge those video series or play that video game for 12 hours straight without feeling guilty about it, right? But then, after a couple of days, the inevitable starts to set in. That's right, boredom. Seeing as this situation will likely continue for a few months, at least in the UK.
Hi folks, I want to bring you up to speed with something that's happening today, which is that I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus.
I've decided to come up with the ultimate ADHD morning routine survival guide, which will not only be able to cure your boredom, but propel you to work on those goals you've forgotten about or follow that diet plan you've been swearing to everyone you will start on January the 1st, 2020. In short, this survival guide will be based around a morning routine. Following this morning routine, even if this is the only productive thing you do in your day, will heighten your focus, increase your productivity, make you happier, and make you feel less guilty about indulging in one or two short-term vices throughout your day. Now before we start, if you're someone with ADHD, often struggling to get through life, feeling like you don't really belong because you're too different, why don't you consider subscribing to this channel? I too am someone with ADHD and regularly upload videos on how we can not only cope better with our so-called condition, but on what advantages it grants us and how we can use these advantages to achieve levels of greatness we never thought possible. Now, why is this time so hard for us? Well, first off, research has shown that ADHD brains, which make up around 7% of the world population, work a lot differently when compared to normal brains. This includes boredom. We just get bored a lot easier than other people since our brains are often understimulated by repetitive tasks. We also seem to be less able to handle that boredom, often following sensation-seeking activities in order to feel stimulated. By the way, this is not only bad, as this can actually lead us to excel in certain stimulating jobs, requiring constant adaptation a lot better than people without ADHD. In fact, I actually made a video on what criteria you should be regarding when looking for a job. Check it out on the top right. However, in a time like this where we are stuck at home, boredom can easily overwhelm us because there's just nothing new or exciting left to do. For several weeks, this can lead to indulging in activities that might be fulfilling in the short term, but will definitely not help you grow as a person in the long term. I'm talking about things like playing video games 24/7, binge eating, drinking a bit too much alcohol, and in some rare cases it can actually all spiral from there, leading to more serious matters such as regularly taking drugs. Seriously. Research has shown that we are more susceptible to addiction. Now let me make this perfectly clear. I am in no way saying that you shouldn't be indulging in your vices a little bit during this time. After all, when else is it going to be socially acceptable to stay at home and play a video game for 12 hours? That time is definitely now. However, with us, such small matters can often lead to spiraling and in extreme cases, addiction. So, this video is for all of you who want to become better, who have goals which you have wanted to act on for ages but never did, who want to feel better about themselves. Now, I actually believe that this time to stay at home might enable you to achieve a breakthrough. Not only for this time, but for your whole life. If you think about it, by being forced to stay at home, you have a unique opportunity to work on yourself in a less distracted manner. No more friends asking you to come out for a drink. No more commuting in and out of work for all of those who are working from home now. You really have no choice but to change up your life if you don't want to end up looking like this guy at the end of all this. Okay, maybe that's a bit extreme. Luckily, if you have listened this far, you have already made the first step in making your self-isolation life better and more enjoyable because you believe that it is possible. Without the belief that you can be better, how will you ever take action to become better? So, what can we do about all this? Well, a concept that I have followed for the last 6 months and will definitely help me through this less stimulating time is my morning routine. Now, I have read a lot of books on self-improvement over the years, and one that has really resonated with me and I kept coming back to is Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. Club. In short, it is based around the idea of waking up earlier each morning and disciplining yourself to a victory hour in which you move, reflect, and grow, each for 20 minutes, ultimately completing your victory hour in the morning. The section Move is fully concerned with intense exercise, whilst the Reflection Pocket indulges you into a small mindfulness session, taking up the form of journaling or meditation, allowing you to review your goals and set goals for the day, whereby lastly, the Grow Pocket grants you time to read and intellectually grow. Now, I am only scratching the surface on these criteria, so please, if you want to learn more about what the why and the full benefits of this routine are, I have linked his audiobook as well as his physical book down below. Now, I always prefer the audiobook as it requires less of my undivided attention. Maybe that's just me or maybe that's ADHD. I would actually love to hear if this is the same for you in the comments. Also, by getting them over these links, you will directly be supporting this channel and its videos. Now, why have this morning ritual? Well, because I found this routine to be very compatible, if not perfectly compatible, with what research has shown works well for people with ADHD. I have followed this concept for the last 6 months and can honestly say it has improved my life for the better. Let me explain. For one, if you do this right after waking up, you can win that procrastination fight against your brain a lot easier. You know that, I'll just do it in the next 10 minutes conversation? My brain used to win that conversation a lot more than I would. In the morning, however, your brain is still starting up, and before it has, you are on your feet, sweating. Something that actually helps is going to bed with your gym clothes on. It really creates an obligation for you to go out and just do it. #Nike. And once you've started, it's a lot easier to continue. Now let's talk about the main point of exercise in general. Research has shown that aerobic exercise such as running or cycling raises our serotonin and dopamine levels. What are serotonin and dopamine? Quite simply, they're both neurotransmitters or chemicals in your brain contributing to your overall happiness and well-being, increasing focus, memory, and attention. Funny. Those are all things I wish I had more of. Now, it is widely known that our brain disorder is largely based on a deficiency of both of these chemicals. That means, once you've exercised for 20 minutes early in the morning, you will be feeling 10 times better than if you would have just stayed in bed. And that for the whole rest of the day. Now, let me make this clear. By investing 20 minutes each morning, you are not only naturally medicating yourself in the best way possible, but you're also reaching levels of happiness that other people quite possibly cannot reach by simply going for a run. In a book called Faster Than Normal by author Peter Shankman, a fellow ADHDer, he describes how his morning routine literally propels him to highs that others simply cannot achieve by going for a run, making him immensely happy. Now, this is not scientifically proven, but he theorizes that we experience these highs a lot more intensely than others, as we are usually in a deficit. How does this relate to our current self-isolation situation? Well, it would keep our dopamine and serotonin levels in check for the day, leading us to be less persuaded by activities easily providing us small shots of dopamine, such as being on your phone or gaming. That would be the first step to making it easier to handle that boring stay-at-home day, as we will be more motivated and happy. I will leave a link to the audiobook of Peter Shankman down below. It's definitely worth listening to, especially because he is someone who has been able to capitalize on his ADHD strengths, something this channel and I strongly stand for. Now, the second pocket of reflection has also been very profitable to my ADHD brain. Reflection can include both journaling or meditation. I tend to do both, often switching it up before it gets too repetitive for my brain to handle. Now, I really love both because I never really take time to reflect on what I do. As I'm sure some of you can relate to, I often always used to act on impulse without giving the reason for why I was doing something a second thought. However, in times like these, acting on impulse can lead to throwing your plans for your stay-at-home day out the window. Especially nowadays where impulses are actively being marketed towards on your phone, it is very important to reflect and actively plan instead of passively succumbing to the things and advertisements around you. So, take a few minutes each morning to become mindful of the things currently going on inside your brain, writing them down or letting limiting thoughts lose their weight via a mindfulness meditation. In fact, how about this? If this video gets 100 likes, I will produce an ADHD mindfulness meditation fine-tuned to our brain constellation. Now, journaling is not only great for clearing up all of that mental clutter we constantly drag with us, but also for setting goals for our day. Now, this is crucial, guys. Science shows that we need goals, especially short-term oriented ones, in order to stick with them and stay motivated. Use your 20 minutes in the morning to set small goals of things you really want to get done. Start small and work yourself up progressively over these couple of weeks. Now, don't set goals that could be very difficult to accomplish within one day. And if you do have some big goals, you want to quickly accomplish breaking them down into smaller ones. For example, if I wanted to create a video, I would not set the goal, make video. Instead, I will sort this bigger goal into smaller ones, such as come up with idea, do research, write script, find stock footage, etc. The beauty of it is that ticking off those small goals will give you the rush of dopamine you need to keep going throughout your day. Lastly, the pocket of growing. Now, this is, I think, pretty self-explanatory. You can use this time to become smarter. That's right, knowledge, guys.
Knowledge.
Now this doesn't necessarily have to be reading, like I said, you could listen to the audiobooks provided to you in the description of the video, you could watch a few of my videos, I would obviously love that, or also just follow up on a few passions you have always wanted to get to know. Now that pretty much concludes the morning routine. If done consistently, it can heighten your self-discipline and improve your life for the better over these next couple of weeks, just like it did for me over the last 6 months. But please note, it took me months before I was able to regularly enforce this routine into my life. Think of your self-discipline as a muscle, which needs training in order to become stronger. So don't feel bad if you stop doing it for a few days. Give your body the break it deserves. I would generally advise you to start with the exercise pocket, as it really is the cornerstone of this routine for me. Once I've exercised, the other two activities, reflecting and growing, become a lot more manageable due to the heightened serotonin and dopamine levels in my brain. Please do come back to this video should this routine have helped you with your pursuits in life. I really do want to know if it did, and I will most definitely reply to your comment. If you like what I do on this channel and want to stay up to date on all of my latest content on using your ADHD to your advantage, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you can be the first to check out a video directly when it comes in. This has been Artem Hawks Dom. Thanks guys, till next time.